What up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of What's Up, Cuzzo Podcast. With your two favorite cousins. We got myself, Marco, in the building. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? And then we got the one, the only, he's back in the building like he never left. We got Melly in the building.
What's popping? How y'all feeling? What's good? Let's talk about it.
Yes, sir. Let's talk about it for sure. Man, we got a lot of topics, man. So what I am going to do, I thought I was ready, but actually, I am ready. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna jump in with a quick hitter. Actually, you know what? I'm sorry. Let's do this. How was your Thanksgiving, Cuzzo? I don't want to be rude. You know what I mean?
My time with family was good. I actually did some things and I moved. So, I had the week off, so I was able to get that taken care of and squared away. And had some family over all week, so it was cool, man. We had a good time. How about yours?
It's cool. It was cool. Didn't do a whole lot of cooking, mostly moms and my sister cooked. But I have family over, which is always a good thing. Though the food is I think an added bonus to it. I think the time off, the time you get to spend with loved ones, and especially us having kids, them being able to be around and that young energy, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so it was good overall.
No doubt.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Hopefully y'all had amazing Thanksgiving. If you don't celebrate Thanksgiving, and you had time off, hopefully, you enjoy that time off as well. So as I stated, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into it. Let's see what we got here. Yeah.
Listen, we appreciate y'all. We'll catch y'all next time. Club 520. We out.
All right, good stuff, y'all.
Yo, what's good, bro?
Yo, what's up with the guys? Just want to say congratulations. Welcome to the family. I left a care package by your front door, so just go check it out. Let me know what you think. Peace.
Damn, who pulling up? I ain't order shit.
Yes, sir.
Adidas family now.
I'm back. Yeah.
Hey, Club 520 Adidas collab.
Oh, them fire.
Okay.
Out the gate, nasty.
The hard and 10.
Them raw.
These raw.
Silly.
What's good, boy?
Welcome to the fam, though, my guy.
Man, we appreciate you, family.
Like this history right here, you know what I'm saying? Y'all deserve it, bro.
The first podcast with a shoe deal. We grateful.
Yes, sir.
That's dope, man. We got a ways to go. We got a ways to go. We got something to shoot for.
Yes, sir. So shout out to Club 520. I do check out their podcast periodically. Shout out to them. I mean, I don't think I heard of people getting deals, with other companies and stuff like that. But this is the first podcast that I've heard of getting a shoe deal, or a brand deal, like this, I should say. And Adidas, Reebok, a Fila, Nike, hey, this is right up my alley. You know what I'm saying? This is right up my alley. Shout out to them though. Congratulations to them. They have been putting in work, and they have a ex or former, I should say, basketball player on their team, and I'm sure that probably contributed to it. But I don't want to take away from the work that they've been doing out here, because their podcast is entertaining, and obviously, Adidas saw something in them that the reason why they gave them this deal. So that's dope, man. I was thinking, hey, Nike. Hooty hoo, hey, Nike. Yeah. Like you said, it's something to shoot for. We are still in the infancy stages. We kind of had conversations about that, like, looking at other content creators and their content, how long they've been posting, how many videos they have, and we're still like in the 10% range, of like videos. So I don't think we have 100. No, this is number 50. So that shows you right there. Yeah, we're 50 videos in. So we're still in infancy stages. And I mean, I could foresee things, some things like that happening. As long as we stay consistent, as long as we're staying relevant. But yeah, I'm excited. Definitely something to shoot for. Definitely something to shoot for. Look outside and who's delivering something. You know what I'm saying? I'm not expecting nothing.
Right.
And somebody's pulling up on us. So yeah, shout out to 520 Podcast for sure.
No
and
doubt.
Adidas. And actually, let's see. You have anything else, Cuzzo, you wanted to jump in there, or you already said what you got to say?
Yeah, man. I mean, that's a testament to the work that was done, the work that's being done, and just the overall collaboration of what's possible. When you have the right people behind you, the right people working with you, working for you, and just putting in the atmosphere, in terms of how you want to, create, as a unit, as individuals. And that's what we're looking to do here, bring something to the space that, many others are doing, but no one else is duplicating per se. So everyone has the opportunity and the ability to be in their own lane, even though we're all using this platform or using a platform to get your voice out, to get your point of view across. And then also at the same time, making it to the point to where it gives you a little bit of entertainment, but also makes you think in a way to where, hey, man, that was funny. But also on the other side, he said something that makes me think a little bit deeper.
Right.
So we get to be those personalities, and from that, you're able to have an effect, or you influence, people to kind of look and think at things a little bit differently. So shout out to those guys. What did you say, 520?
Yeah, 520 Podcast. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know they were. Yeah, I think they were under the Shannon Sharp umbrella before, some of those things started to happen. And I didn't see like the logo up there anymore, but
right.
It's neither here nor there.
Right.
But kind of something you said, there's a lot of people out there, and that are doing podcasts now. You got ex-athletes, people that were on, broadcasting, broadcasting companies, like just all kind of different avenues. And I think with that being said, a lot of the same content is being shared. But I think one thing that, I keep playing in my head, even though, content is being shared that's similar, being yourself, kind of like you said, adding your own spin to it, being funny, like engaging, entertaining, and also like having something that people can grab onto and hold on to and actually apply to life because it's something that they find beneficial is important. And yeah, I just think, we in the right space, and think about why you started it too, why you started doing this, and staying true to that. So anyway, again, shout out to the 520 Podcast. We are on to the next subject. And Cuzzo, man, things have happened.
And always, as always, I like to say, things are going to happen every damn day. You just keep living, you're going to see what it is.
Every damn day. For sure. So, a couple things we're going to talk about. We actually jumped to this. Shout out to, let me see. Oh, here he is. So everybody's been talking about this. Netflix has released a documentary. It's 4-part right now, by 50 Cent. Let's see what we can, what else we can learn about the whole thing. Let's see here. There we go.
Does he know you?
I've been a superb client, as you said. I jumped on a plane, I'm coming to New York, but I'm just running around waiting for a shooting job.
How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day. Perhaps.
Combs' team firing back in a statement to NBC News, saying the Netflix so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece and that they relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. His team sending a cease and desist to Netflix.
I don't think it's working. I've listened. I've been a superb client, as you said. I jumped on a plane, I'm coming to New York, but I'm just running around waiting for a shooting job.
We're losing sight of the big picture, man. It's the middle of September, and this is the lower night.
Then you have to have a spokesman. You have to have some sort of comms to constantly be pushing that mark. Because you may just be a person that you just may watch CNN. You know what I'm saying? And there's 9 billion people in the world, and 7 billion of them is on Instagram and TikTok. And so you at the wrong place looking to see what the people with the possible jurors are thinking. We have to find somebody that works with us, whether they're from this country or from another country. It can be somebody that has dealt in the dirtiest dirty business of media and propaganda.
All right, cuz what is your take on this whole situation with the leaked information or leaked videos and the whole documentary itself?
Leaked. I use that term likely, I would say more than likely he didn't know that, this footage was going to be handed out, I actually watched some of the documentary, and there's a reason why people don't want certain tapes or videos out in the public of them. And it's not like this was porn. This is not like this was, a whole situation with Ray J and old girl back in the day. This was video that was shot, and that's probably was going to be a part of some type of documentary, because based on how it was shot, just going through the different episodes, I mean, you can kind of tell like this was going to be like some type of video to come out. It's just to say when it was going to come out or how it was going to come out or what it was going to be attached to, because he's had all these issues and legal problems. It's like, yeah, it seems bad, but this is just part of who the individual was, his journey. This is the part of who he was and who he is, So if you put something out in a certain light and you attach it to where we are today, of course you'll be upset about it because you didn't authorize it to be put out in this way per se. But I can kind of understand where one side comes from with it, and I can understand where the other side, comes, from and how they present the information. Because of course you want people to get the real, it's entertaining. We understand who 50 Cent is, he's all about drama. He understands that people like to follow and watch the dramas because he's done Power, he's done BMF, he's done, different shows and movies or been a part of executively producing these types of movies or information. So whether or not he said he knew about it or not, that's probably what they want the public to think. Who knows? Right. But I'm pretty sure he probably didn't want it to be put out in such a way that it makes him seem like he's this or that. Because when you're behind closed doors, you really don't want the public to see you in a certain way. But we've been hearing the rumors for some time now. We've been hearing the utters in the dark for some time now. You know, we've seen you making a band back in the day. We knew, you know, who this Diddy was in terms of just, you know, demanding the absolute best and the greatest and everything from people. But not, you know, from what I saw, I was like, man, you're not paying people. You're not paying your artists. One part I saw in there is he changed some stuff around. So Biggie paid for his own funeral, all that stuff. He didn't pay for it. He said he paid for it, but he changed some stuff in the contract to where the money came out of Biggie's estate to pay for his own funeral, you know? So it was just kind of like stuff like that. It's like, why would you do that? You know, you're not really who you say you are. You know, you're just about having everyone see you as you want them to see you. But behind closed door, you're a totally different individual, you know. And I get why people are like that, because they want to stay in control.
Right.
You know, because the longer you are in control, the longer you got people in the dark or needing something from you, or you're not making people whole or rich, yeah, you can keep them under your thumb. You can keep them around you, needing you, you know, longer, you know, than you need them. That's a power move. That's for control. And we understand what that is. Just say what it is. People don't like to show their hand because, of course, they want to take that position. So, I actually didn't want to see it because I really don't care, but I was interested in it because I had this conversation with someone and it was like, yeah, you should watch it just to let me know your take, because I know you look at things a little bit differently.
Right.
So for, I don't know how many episodes I've watched, maybe like 4 or 5.
Oh, it's more than 4?
5 or 6, I think 4 or 5, something like that. I don't know how many episodes it is, but you know, just to kind of see, you know, the whole Tupac and Biggie and how that situation happened. It's like, yeah, I mean, we all kind of knew like he had something to do with it, but he just never said it, you know. Right. How things went down, we can understand like how they went down. That's just too close together. It's too calculated. So it had to be something. But nobody can ever say or prove anything because, you know, people deny until 20, 30, 40, 50 years later. Then they say, oh, yeah, such and such on his deathbed said this. Well, we already knew that. Okay. Right. So, yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy how this individual got to where he is and where he was, you know, how everyone perceived him and seen him. You know, and they always give one individual the opportunity to rise to a certain place or space, you know, and everyone else is kind of like fighting to hover around and be around this individual. But it's like, if you're not doing business a certain way, I don't respect that. Like if people doing work for you and you're not paying them, yeah, I got a problem with that personally. Like if I do work or you do work and they be like, yeah, I'm gonna pay you. You know, I gotta wait till this go or this clear or that clear. Nah, I already did the work. I need to advance now based on the work. Yeah, exactly. I'm not releasing anything until I get paid. I'm not clearing anything, any music, nothing I worked on until I get paid. Yeah, I'm gonna need to read all contracts. I'm gonna need to get my lawyer to get through this. Like people were just pretty much like okaying it because they wanted to be famous. They were promised certain things, you know, and it's kind of like people's thought process and the level of morals. You question it, but then you also understand it at the same time. Not from a space of where I'm judging individuals, but it's just kind of like, what would you do in this situation, or what would you have done? You know. Dude said I was doing music. We was having a good time. I was at his house recording. You know, we was partying and waking up. I'm feeling sore. I'm like, oh yeah. See, that's the problem.
Oh man,
That's a problem. Soon as I started feeling like that, oh yeah, it's over with. World War
right?
Three for me.
Yeah,
And it's like, as a man, you going through that. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna either have to, do something crazy, or I'm gonna have to get away from it.
right.
And then you still didn't get paid for all the work that you
Good.
did. Still didn't get paid. So yeah, man, that's crazy work right there, bro. That's in a nutshell, the way that some people do business, and it's unfortunate.
Gotcha. So yeah, I didn't actually. I haven't watched it yet. I keep saying I'm gonna watch it before they actually take it down because I don't know if you know that his camp, Puffy's camp, or Diddy, whatever he wants to go by, is they sent a cease and desist to Netflix to have it taken down. But I'll say this: 50 Cent is like the troll of trolls, bro. Like if for those who know 50 Cent, like he is always trolling somebody, and he will troll you even after death. He had an issue with Irv Gotti, and I don't know if Irv Gotti passed away, but like he pretty much was trolling even after he passed. Like I'm just like, man, this dude is crazy. You know what I'm saying? The other show, he has great content. Like the shows that he does, I've watched or watch quite a few of them. So he did the BMF thing series, and then he was trolling Lil Meech and and his dad. Like, you know, when they find out the show was canceled, he put on online unemployed. Like, dude, like, come on, man. Like, and actually I like the show. My sister was actually waiting until the show was like done, as far as like done for the season, and then to go back and watch it. Now they removed it already, and so she can't even go back and watch it. Yeah. So he's trolls everybody, bro. He's been constantly trolling Diddy, and he actually alluded to something like this. He said, "You don't think that the documentary?" I should pull it up, but for sake of time, I won't. You guys go look at it yourself. But he talked about, that this was going to happen, like that this, documentary was going to come out, and my thought process is like, why? Like, what kind of skin in the game do you have to release this documentary on this man? And then the other thoughts that I have behind it is that, okay, so certain people have certain opinions about him, and people, I think, are still kind of, well, were more people were on like the fence about him, because I would say, even though he's done some egregious things, and like from you sharing just now, hearing some of the other things that he's done, it's like, okay, I get that. But then you look at what he was accused for, when he went to court. Do those things fit in line with what he was accused for? I don't know. I haven't seen the documentary. I don't know. So I don't fully know yet. But like, is there any evidence out there that that he should be behind bars for? And I think this is like a plot for 50. Alleged. I think that's what I think. My opinion. I could be totally wrong, though. I'll say that. I could be 100% wrong. But to sway more people to the side against Diddy, like, people have their opinion. He's in jail, yeah. We definitely saw a video where he, abused a woman, which he shouldn't have never done. I don't know the dynamic, but we saw the video, and so people are trying to accuse, like, oh, he should be in jail. Yeah, he should be. Yeah, okay. Like, but that's not why he went. He was in court. That's not why he was. That's not why he's in jail right now. And like I said, that video may have content that shows and adds more proof as to why he was being accused of and why he's in jail. But the course, I mean, they were coming after him. The FBI, was coming after him for, they tried to get him with a RICO, and it had nothing to do about, physical abuse, about domestic violence. And that's what he's not in jail for, domestic violence. Now, if you had to say, yeah, he, violently assaulted somebody or multiple people or even just her, okay, yeah, his ass need to go to jail. As far as the documentary, like I said, I think 50 is trolling. Like, some people have their opinions as to why he's doing this. I was watching a podcast, and I probably shouldn't have watched it, but I didn't know they were going to talk about this so in depth. But I mean, they made some good assumptions. Were they doing this because of the people that Diddy associates with? A lot of people that Diddy associates with are people who has beef or issues with 50 Cent, or people that try to take his life. Like, he associates with some of those people. So I could see, why that could be the case. But then you have some other people that believe that it's because 50 Cent was messing around with his baby mama. And, like, guys do a lot of things, when you could do a lot of things when you associate with, people you don't necessarily like they'll include you in that pack. But guess what? If you mess around with a woman that they mess around with, hey, man, that's a different animal. Cats do a lot of crazy things over you messing with a chick versus the latter. Especially, it's that dynamic. It's you had a kid with this person. And so I think it's crazy, man. Like, shout out to 50, for all the amazing content that, he's created, because I'm a fan. Man, I don't know. I don't know what the motive of this is. Is it really just to shed light on something that people need to see, or is it, because he has issues with Diddy and he wants to put his business out there? I don't know. Really don't know. But anyway, that is all I have to share. Cuzzo, you have anything else you wanted to tap in with that?
No, that's it, man. I'm gonna probably watch the rest of it tonight, and before they take it down.
Yeah, I might. I probably start watching tonight.
Yeah.
So on to the next thing. I don't know if this guy is one of Diddy's people, for lack of better words. But we'll see what this topic. I'll just go ahead and play it. Let me shut up talking. Here we go.
Here in Torrance, people who know the pastor, they are shocked and quite frankly struggling to believe the criminal charge against him.
My soul cries out, hallelujah! I thank God for saving me.
The self-proclaimed man of God goes from the pulpit to a public walk of shame, to a courtroom to face serious allegations involving a minor.
Sir, is your true and correct name James David Stockton III?
54-year-old James Stockton, a senior pastor at the South Bay Church of God, is facing a felony charge of arranging a meeting with a minor for lewd purposes. He pled not guilty.
There is no actual picture.
These are the ones that we trust, and we should be able to trust them with our kids.
Antoine is the founder of an online citizen group called Codfished. Members chat with adults who believe they're talking with a minor for the purpose of a sexual encounter.
So he very well knew that he was talking to somebody underage.
These are the text exchanges allegedly between Pastor Stockton and the person pretending to be a 16-year-old boy. In this one, Stockton appears to send a selfie asking, "What time you get out of school today?" Here, Stockton allegedly texted, "I promise to be gentle and make sure you are enjoying it."
The nasty part that no pastor should even be talking about, but he got to saying that he wanted to the boys.
On the day Stockton met up with the decoy who said he was 16, the pastor had this to say.
Actually, I was hoping and praying that it was somebody older.
Senior pastor of South Bay Church of God here in the beautiful city of Torrance, California.
At South Bay Church of God in Torrance, no one would go on camera.
We don't know anything other than what we see on the video. Nothing. We don't know. It was a shock to us as everybody else.
I'll stop it right there, man. I don't know. This is not funny at all, bro. This is not. This is not. Oh my goodness. Hey, hey, the hypocrisy. You know what? I'll start by saying this. You know, because I do have belief as well. You know, and you know, I'll just say this. You know, kind of the all I've seen to come short of his glory, right? You know, that's a verse in the Bible, right? And we all do mess up. And I would say that people expect more of leadership, you know, especially in a pastoral role, because you're giving instruction to your people on how and what to do in your spiritual life. And like they those videos that they played, man, the way that they set those up, they cold as ice, boy. Hey, you show him up there, you know, in his mode, and right, and then you know, up on in the pulpit on his mode, and then you show him, you know, in the park in handcuffs. Man, I just thought this whole thing was diabolical, man, and it is a bad look, man. That's why, you know, it is crazy that, you know, how we talk about Diddy. I'm like, is one of Diddy disciples, you know, like he was going there to meet up with knowingly meet up with the underage child. And then he was like, I was hoping that, I mean, I kind of saw more of the video, but he said, I was hoping that he was older, but you knew that it was a potential that he was 16. Either way, you know what I'm saying? Like, either way, it's all bad. You know, especially, you know, these are people that you look for guidance. And now, like, if my kid is, well, a lot of people do look for guidance. And now, well, I don't say now, but it puts a bad light or another bad light on the church. You know, the church is supposed to be a staple in the community. You know, what if I'm sending my son? I mean, I wouldn't send my son by himself, but some people would. They would expect the pastor to be, you know, upstanding and not trying to look at their son's butt. You know what I'm saying? Or touch on their son or fondle their son. That's, you know, or their daughter, either or. And to hear his conversation and knowing that he's on these apps, you know, seeking this, was this the first time he did this? It probably wasn't. I could be wrong. And I'll just say this is all alleged. He allegedly did these things because I mean, I don't have all the detail, but I just have what we saw. And if this is something he's doing, was this the first time he's done it, or is this the first time he's gotten caught? One of the videos that they were talking about, you know, him and Thanksgiving. Did you enjoy Thanksgiving, or what were you gonna do on Thanksgiving, or something like that? And you know, they mentioned food, about eating the food or whatever, and then the pastor was like, "Oh, I want to eat you up," and I'm like, "What the?" That's what one of the videos said. You know, I'm just going based off the video. I'm not trying to get into trouble or anything. You know what I'm saying? That's what I said, alleged. That's what one of the videos stated. And it's just like, come on, man. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what is the thought process? Like, why are you out here seeking after little kids and little boys? I don't know. Is the church knowingly? Is this a behavior that they accept because they went to the church and the church said they didn't know anything, but a lot of times you can see some signs of certain things, and certain things are off. Like it's just something you were just looking over, brushing over, hoping that it wasn't the case, but you kind of knew already. I don't know, man. And then you look at him, man, like, bro, like he gave him the, you know what I'm saying, hand on his face look, bro. Like he hit him with the Hallmark pictures, the 1 hour photo pose. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing here, Pastor? Oh my goodness, man. Cuz what about you? What you think, man?
Yeah, man, sickness. That's all I can say, man. Unfortunately, we have seen this plenty of times for a long time. I mean, we got the choir boys, the altar boys, you know, being molested for years in the Catholic Church. You know, we have pedophilia running rampant all throughout this nation and this country. And it's one of those things to where they're trying to make it commonplace. I forgot what they call it, but just like, you know, adult child attracted something, adult child something, some term, they have a term for it. And they're trying to make it something to where it's normal, to where an adult is attracted to a child. And no, it's not normal, you know. So it's just kind of like some of the stuff I heard, and this dude is standing up there looking like a beanbag that's been punched on, you know. It's just ridiculous. It's like, this is the dude you guys are following? Are you serious? Like, this dude has no discipline, but he's sitting up there talking to you and telling to you. And that's what I'll tell you. People have no discernment today. You sitting up there and you watching this man talk a good game, but it doesn't look like he have any physical discipline. So how can he have any spiritual, you know, discipline, you know? And it's like, it can sound sweet, you know, like they say, the devil could tell you something sweet too, you know, and it sound real good.
That's a fact.
But if people are not discerning enough, then they're going to follow, you know,
what sounds good.
What sounds good. And you have to use all your senses. That's why you have 5 of them. You know, so to me, it's like, I've always wondered, like, dude, why am I listening to this guy? This dude is 300 pounds. And he telling me about discipline this or discipline that or spiritual this, spiritual that. I don't listen to those people because I'm looking at the whole package. So you have to practice what you're preaching. Sound like he was practicing up something else and preaching something.
Yeah.
Preaching something is preaching one thing and practicing another one. You know, practicing is his hallmark poses. Like, you like this one? Did you get it?
Oh man!
I don't even know the mindset of an older gentleman like such as he. He had to be like in his 50s, and you're looking to, you know, talk to a 16-year-old. Like, what can you do with a 16-year-old? You know,
I mean, even if it wasn't crazy, like, I mean, it's already immoral, you know. But even if it was a woman, you know, like bro, like that's a little kid, man. Like I don't know, man. I don't get it.
Yeah. So it's like when these guys get caught, it's just kind of like, I don't even think they're really embarrassed. They're just like, dang, okay, you got me. And it's kind of like, in their mind, they're not doing anything wrong, you know. Wrong is because everyone else thinks it's wrong, but me and this child feel like it's okay. So why is everybody, you know, tripping out?
Right.
You know? Or why does everybody else have a problem? If we two are okay with it, we're having a conversation, we like each other, we like talking to each other, why is that a problem? That's how these people think, you know. So it's like, because your mind and that child's mind is 2 different level of thinking,
right?
Where you can take advantage of another and manipulate and do things to this individual that they may or may not want. They don't know that if they want what you're telling them, or you telling them that they may want, or
He said he was gonna be gentle.
Yeah, I'm gonna be gentle. Like, what does that mean? Yeah, I'm going to be gentle. That's wild work. That's wild work,
bro. Hey, bro, that is insane.
And
Like
this is where we at in life now, man. We have to, and it's like the thing that he was doing, the dude, the To Catch a Predator guy, he had the Freddy Krueger mask in the back and Never Sleep Again.
Yeah. Right.
Like he in these dudes' dreams, like, I'm gonna catch you watch. I'm out here making nightmares come to reality. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get you caught up. And the whole thing with the Chris Hansen stuff too was like, when I used to see those videos, that used to make me laugh too, because she was.
Is that the one where they do the same thing?
Yeah, where they invite you over to a house, and then the girl come down like, "Hey, I'm glad you can make it. Come on in and get yourself something nice to drink. I'm gonna go upstairs." And then she go upstairs, and then Chris Hansen's like, he walks in like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he was like, "Huh?" He was like, "You're your dad or something?" "I'm Chris Hansen from NBC something."
Is it How to Catch a Predator?
How to Catch a Predator, yeah.
Is that what it was? Oh, okay, yeah.
And it's just kind of like these dudes used to just get caught up. And he's like, "All right, cool. Can I go now?" "Yeah, you can go." And they walk out and they get tackled by the fucking police. Like,
good for him. Good for him.
Like,
I've seen a couple recently.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not too recently, maybe like a couple months ago, where like these guys met this dude in the store, and then he just slapped the crap out of the dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, like, hey, that's what you need, man.
I've seen a couple of those too. It's like, oh, you was here to meet a 13-year-old boy or a 13-year-old girl, and they just slap the hell out their ass. Wait, help! They're trying to beat me, and he's trying to run up out the store.
Oh yeah, I seen one dude ran down the street, and the cops were caught up to him, I think.
Right. So it's just kind of like you laugh at it because it's one of those sad things to where, it's normal to see these types of things where it should be horrific. And we've been so desensitized to the facts that we now laugh at it, knowing that it's wrong, knowing that it's immoral. And it's just kind of like, that's how we deal with, those things that are frowned upon per se. It's like, yeah, that's retarded, stupid.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Let's touch on the big topic first, and then if we have time to go back, we will. And I'll just talk about it while I'm pulling it up. So Netflix has made what looks like it's going to be a blockbuster deal. Netflix are in negotiations with Warner Brothers Studio, or Warner Brothers Discovery, I should say, to make a blockbuster deal to take over a lot of what Warner Brothers has done. And we're talking about a ridiculous catalog of things. Their IP is crazy. I had the video. I'm trying to figure out why I can't find it. Give me 1 second, you guys. Please, while you're waiting, please hit a like for the algorithm.
Mm-hmm.
We appreciate you for sure. Let's see. What am I doing? There we go. Watch later. I guess I didn't pull it up. Let me see. Netflix. Warner Brothers deal.
The sights, the sounds, the styles.
All right, there we go.
This morning, Netflix has inked a deal with Warner Brothers Discovery to buy the iconic TV and movie studio and its streaming assets, including HBO. We should mention Warner Brothers Discovery is CNN's parent company.
Netflix announced the multi-billion-dollar deal this morning after a weeks-long bidding process. If the deal goes through, it will likely have major implications for Hollywood, combining two of the biggest streaming companies with one of the largest traditional movie studios. Let's bring in CNN Chief Media Analyst Brian Stelter, who has been following this every step of the way. Here we are now, Brian. Big picture, what would this look like, and how could this reshape the entertainment industry?
This is something that could affect hundreds of millions of television viewers all around the world, because everybody now is a streamer in one way or another. And most people are glued to Netflix already. HBO Max, one of the other big streaming platforms, would be coming together with Netflix if this deal is consummated. And right now that is a very big if, because this deal is heading into an uncertain regulatory. Let's get into that in just a minute. First,
I'll stop it right there because I don't want him to say too much, because I want us to have some dialogue. So with this deal, I'll just give some context. So it's an $82 million deal. I'm sorry, $82 billion deal. So some cash, some stocks as well. And as he kind of alluded to already, is that with this deal, a lot is going to be acquired by Netflix. So if you look at like their IP, the IP of Warner Brothers Discovery, you have like the HBO Max, how you stated. Actually, you have the DC Comics, so you have Batman, Superman, Harry Potter's, the Game of Thrones, The Wire, all of those things coming under that umbrella. And so what do you think? Because well, actually, I'll say this. What do you think? How do you think this will affect movies per se?
That remains to be seen, but it's going to give Netflix just more power. I mean, they're already one of the biggest platforms, so it will allow them to release movies on multiple platforms, and and it's going to allow them to continue to charge people more money, because as you can see, Netflix prices has been going up, bro. It's like every time I turn around, I was like, oh yeah, your new bill will be such and such. I'm like, let's check this out. If you up this bill one more time, I'm gonna be discontinuing Netflix.
Right.
So pretty soon Netflix will be like Amazon, to where I heard a story too recently. I don't want to get off topic, but Amazon is trying to start their own like postal company.
Yeah, get rid of UPS
and cut out USPS per se.
USPS, yeah, I saw that too. Yeah.
So I can see Netflix trying to develop the same thing, as just trying to develop your own infrastructure in terms of how you get entertainment to people. So we wanted to get away from cable, but now you're going to start your own cable network per se. It's gonna be the Netflix, streaming cable network or whatever. Or Netflix now, has, sports, live like Hulu. It's just kind of like, where does it end? They're always looking for the next level of evolution, because if you're not evolving in business, or you're not capitalized on your position and when you were, then it's like you're not getting money to your shareholders, and then you're also leaving a space and a place to where a competitor could come in and overtake you. So you have to always be looking out for lanes, such as that, because you want to stay ahead of the curve, because just like Blockbuster, just like Redbox, all those platforms, if they were seeking to get to the streaming, before this individual was, then they probably could have lasted longer. But since you were not, you were okay with where you were, then okay, Netflix is okay. Well, if you think that's what's going to happen, then I'll go ahead and do this, and then now you're out of business. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, what they do next. Because Disney is the one too, where they have ESPN, they have Hulu, and they have Hulu, ESPN, and Disney together.
Disney
So it's
Plus,
yeah, Disney Plus. So they're just trying to create conglomerates. So now you don't have Spectrum anymore. Now you don't have what was it called before? It was called something else
Comcast.
before. Yeah, Comcast, and it was something else.
Direct.
Not Direct, but it was called something else before. But it's because kind of
Spectrum.
Yeah, before Spectrum, it was called something else, and then from before that, cable was called something else. It's like these companies get divided up, and then they get acquired and gobbled up by one, conglomerate. So there's all these different groups that start to fall under one different house. So I think it's like 3 different families that own all these different networks. And then as you can kind of see, and there's something to be studied. What's his name? Byron Allen. He's been suing everybody. Every time you see him in the news, he's winning a new lawsuit against, whatever station or whatever, company for whatever discrimination or this or that. Because
Time Warner.
Time Warner, because Time Warner. So he understands that how they're doing business, there is a lot of violations that's happening, and people are not calling these places out about it.
That's a fact. Yep, 100%.
So when business is being done these days, there used to be rules and regulations. If the rules and regulations are either being removed because now the places that own the stations own the rules and the regulations. And how do they own them? By paying them off or by donating money, to whatever you need money donated to. So there's a reason why things are happening the way that they are and being controlled. And people need to realize, how business is being done. Business is not being done the same way it used to be. Because they used to say, okay, I think it was a few years ago, Sprint was trying to be bought by somebody else. I forget who it was. I don't know if it was.
I think they did get bought, right?
Sprint got bought by T-Mobile, right?
I think so, yeah.
So it's like years before that, I think somebody else was trying to buy them, and they said no. You're not going to create a monopoly. That's what they call it in business. If you try to create a monopoly, those rules and regulations are in place to stop that, because they know that you can create a monopoly. You can corner the market, and once you corner the market, then you can start to
offer whatever, charge whatever you want to.
Charge whatever you want, reset the market, and now people have to pay whatever you say for them to pay, and that's not. I don't want to say it's not fair, but it's not a good business practice per se. So I need people to start to understand and realize, the things that are happening. These are not just random things. Buying all these things and buying up these companies give you more availability, visibility, and ultimately control over how people do things, which is watch TV, entertainment, whether or not you put people on subscriptions. I can raise the price, blah, blah, blah. And it's kind of like, okay, if you don't want to watch this, then I own that too. If you don't want to watch that, then we own that too. That's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I think you said a lot of good things. Some things that I agree with. But I just think, just bluntly, this is gonna be like a super team. You know what I mean? Like if you look at, just say you look at the 2000 Lakers with Shaq and Kobe, like, Shaq was averaging 28, 29, 30 points, and then Kobe was averaging, 26, 27, 28 points. And this is like, guess what? What we gonna do is we gonna add Michael Jordan, prime Michael Jordan to the team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so now the market, if you look at Golden State, when they had Steph and Clay and they added Kevin Durant, it just shifted everything.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what's gonna happen. Like, I mean, if this deal, essentially goes through, it's gonna shift the market totally. Like, as it relates to movies. I was having a conversation with my sister about this. Actually, did she hear about it? She was like, "Yeah, it actually just popped up on the TV," and I was like, "Excuse me, dang." If you look at it now, there's not. I mean, there's people that go to certain movies. They go out and they go to certain movies, but now, like, most people are streaming. We stream everything. We're streaming music and movies, and so that's where everything is moving to. I think basic, the cable, that we were talking about, the Direct TV, the Comcast, whatever. I think that at some point that's gonna eventually go away. I'll say this: Netflix did say they weren't gonna touch the production of movies and things like that necessarily. But what's to say that they don't eventually make that go away? They may not be touching it now, but if they decide, you know what, we're going to start to try to phase this out. We're going to start to put more effort into, our streaming. They already have, these actors and stuff like that create Netflix, specific films where it's only on Netflix and it's not streaming anywhere else. These comedy shows and things like that. They are actually already experiment with live events. They had a live event, a couple live events on Netflix as well. The first one was garbage. It's kind of, there were some challenges, but I mean, that's why you experiment, because you want to see how things work out, what things you need to correct. But I could foresee, in the future, maybe not in the next year or two, but down the line, 5-10 years, that everything's streamed.
Mm.
I mean, I myself, I stream a lot of things as well, but I still like going to the movies. I still like sitting down, having my popcorn, kicking my feet up, sitting back in a recliner, that most of the theaters have now, and enjoying the movie. Sometimes I go to sleep, but hey, I enjoy the experience, yeah, but this is definitely, along with like the changing of the landscape of the movies. But look at the, kind of like I was saying earlier, like all the IP that you're getting from HBO, like some of the hit movies. Everybody, is, I don't say everybody, but everybody was watching Game of Thrones. Like that was like the talk of the town. Like if you're not watching Game of Thrones, then you crazy. Harry Potter. I know. You know what? I did watch it because I was like, people kept talking about. I was like, you know what? Like I'm not watching anything right now, so let me take a look and see what everybody's talking about. And actually, it was a great series. I enjoyed it. It was some crazy stuff going on in there. Saw porn. But it was I don't know if I can say that word on here, but whatever. Corn. I said it. It's too late. But saw. Yeah. So yeah, it all the other DC, you know, Superman that just came out. I think it was a pretty good film. And then we have the other side, kind of like you talked about, the Disney and stuff like that. They have the Marvel side of thing, which is not doing that great right now. And a lot of people don't want to watch Marvel films. So I think it's a great time for um for Netflix to do this if they could pull it off, because the deal is not official. It was kind of just like a verbal agreement from what it sounds like. And some of the other things that need to happen haven't quite happened yet. As I was talking to you about earlier, I did see something. I don't know the validity of it because I was trying to look it up, but I couldn't find anything else about it. But the other companies like the name of that company. There's other streaming companies out there who also want this deal because it really shifts the power, as I kind of said. And we'll just have to see. Their expected quarter 3 of 26 is when the deal should be finalized. and we'll just have to stay, continue to watch this to see how things go throughout the years as this, happens. One thing that I was looking at the stock price. I was looking at the, Warner Brothers stock prices. It was at I think opened at about $24, and I was looking at Netflix stock price, and I know it had been up to like $400, but I didn't realize that they had a stock split. So their shares are at about $100. So I was just looking like, how are they gonna work that out? Like if I have shares in Warner Brothers, is it gonna be 1-to-1? Which how it usually works. Like if I was to buy Warner Brothers shares and they, and they merge, is it 1-to-1? And I gain some, let's say unearned equity into the company, or what? I don't know. Something I was thinking about. Something I was looking into. But anyway, this is a huge deal. I'm trying to see, is there anything else that I missed about it? I took notes this time, y'all. Y'all believe that? Let me see. I brought about $82.7 billion in cash and stock. And there was something that there's something that's called the walled garden. And so let me see. Let me see. So the walled garden is a closed digital ecosystem where a single company controls content, applications, and user data, limiting access to external services. So kind of like how we said that, we talked about only, this show may only play this show may only play that. And so that's going to be kind of consolidated. So a lot of stuff that you couldn't see now because you had to have another subscription, then you're able to watch that in one platform. So it's going to bring that walled garden, as they call it, down. And guess what? The price of the brick may go up too. That you already alluded to, Cuzzo. Like, hey, it might be a case where, I think Netflix is like $17.99 a month now. Something like that. I'm being cheap, but I'm paying the $7.99. I'm watching commercials.
This is $19.99 now.
$19.99. Damn.
Right. And it started off at what, like $9 bucks?
Yeah. I think it was cheaper than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, this is where we're at now, and they taking stuff away too. I heard they took away, like, you can't share your password. They kind of like limiting those type of things where you can't share with family.
Yeah, they tried, but it don't work still. I still share mine.
Hey man, don't say that on here, man.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Oh, okay. You ain't okay. I got you. But yeah, we'll see where this goes. So I think you may only have time for like maybe one or two things. But if you have to hop up, because I totally understand. I know you moving.
Yeah.
Let me see. I did want to talk about.
What if I tell you that you don't?
Technology topic. Let's see here, and then we'll probably be done after that.
What if I tell you that you don't have to charge your Tesla anymore? Yep, no plugs, no stations. You just drive, and the road charges your car for you. Under the asphalt of 14th Street of Detroit are copper coils that create an electromagnetic field. Your electric car rolls over it. Your battery fills up on the go. So why Detroit? Because the Motor City wants to reinvent itself as the future of mobility. They teamed up with Electrion and installed the system right next to Ford's huge innovation district. The vision is big. Buses that never has to stop to charge, delivery vans always on the move, ride shares charging while cruising. The catch? It costs almost $2 million per mile. So for now, it's about electrifying the right streets. But here's what matters. Detroit proved this tech actually works in real traffic. So now the real question is, if one street can charge cars while they drive, how long until entire highways do? Would you want this in your city? Drop your thoughts below.
All righty. So we had a conversation about electric cars and things like that, and I don't know if you guys remember or if you were tuned in at that time, but we mentioned I mentioned that um, we're in a point where electric cars are not we're not fully prepared or ready for that, for electric cars and that technology. Um, but there's some things that need to be in place for us to do so. So I see that people, and actually one of my dang ideas I should have did, but I see people are having locations where they have a sort of like a gas station, but instead of having gas pumps, they have electric stations where you could pull in and fill up. And I'm not just talking about like at the mall, I'm talking about just specifically for gas cars. I'm sorry, for electric cars. And now you see them as I said, making it having the technology to putting that under the road so your car could be charged while you're driving. These are some of the things that need to be in place, or that when they're put into place, I think is going to really change the game and move things forward. Even right now, like I see so many Teslas on the street. There's other electric cars out there. You see the Waymos as well, and then like for the Waymos, they're self-driving, right? So having a way to stay charged without the Waymo actually having to stop and go to a charging station, that it could stay on the road, like this is game changing. My only thing is how will it handle the weather conditions, because we know in some of these states it snows, the roads freeze up, and then in the hotter states it gets too hot. So how is it going to affect the technology, or what do they need to do in order to make sure the technology is safe and for everybody? Because I mean, if it goes out, then it just goes out. But what if it causes some type of issue where something catches on fire, something shorts out, the roads are electrified? I don't know. Those are just some of the things that I think about when you think of this type of technology. So, Cuzzo, what about you? What do you think about this?
It's a neat concept. That's all I think about it. I mean, what do they think about to happen about this? It was about to create a revolution. I mean, the idea that you get to charge while you drive on the road, and then I gotta figure out how you charge more for that. Like, where are you charging? How are you charging the people? You raising the price? Are you still getting write-offs on your electric cars? If you can charge them on the road, then yeah, we're taking away that tax credit. Or oh yeah, you charging on the road? Well, we got to charge you by the minute while you're on the road. That's gonna be, something else that they figure out how to, control it, how they can charge the people. Charge is a charge for a reason, but in terms of it strictly being about the technology, I think for me personally, hydrogen is the best and most efficient, form of propelling a vehicle to me, because it's water. Water is everywhere. You can pull from the atmosphere and get moisture or water per se. When you put stuff into a battery and electrify it and try to push cars across the road, then there's still a point of failure that's going to come with that. At what cost, at what point, that remains to be seen. These are the real tests or the real world applications that they need. So they put these types of things out. I don't know if I was online, what platform, but basically Ford, when the Pinto was exploding, and they knew that this was an issue and they had to do a recall, what they did was, okay, do we have to do a recall? How much is that going to cost us and the shareholders? Versus, okay, what's the amount of people that could be hurt or killed from this, and we get hit with a lawsuit, it's about 3,000 people. Okay, so 3,000 people, and we pay each of those family $3 million. Is that still cheaper than recalling all his vehicles and doing everything over? Yeah, it's cheaper. It saves us a lot more money if we did it that way. Okay, we'll put the cars out anyway. What are we talking about?
Right.
So at the end of the day, it's like, okay, what are the ins and the outs of this? Like you say, the roads being electrified, you charging while you sitting there. I mean, what's the science behind that? If it rains or if someone hits you, while y'all charging, what is that gonna cause? So it's just kind of like just me thinking out loud, and I'm not gonna pretend like I know the science behind it. I'm just, thinking in terms of me being someone that watches a lot of movies, someone who has a lot of ideas about certain things. So I'm thinking in terms of, what ifs about a lot of things. So I don't think this is going to be something that's going to be major. I just think it's just something that's a nice idea. But just like, Newsom in our speed train, yeah, it's not going to have too much come from that. But yeah, by it being in Detroit, that's definitely symbolic because they want to definitely kind of revitalize that area.
Motor City.
That city, but I still don't think electric cars is going to be a thing. People don't know back in the 1800s or the 1700s, they had electric cars. This is not brand new. This is something that's already happened before. And the reason why things get killed or taken off is because the people who control it's like, yeah, well, we don't want this. We want to do it this way. We want to be able to control the people with this, which is petrol.
Right.
Because when things happen or things get shut down, you still have to rely on petrol, gasoline to, run things per se.
So. And I see that. I also think that I don't know. I believe different. I believe that there's other things that need to run on gas and petrol, and why people need it. And I think that the higher ups, I'll just use that term, they know that some people are not going to switch over to gas. Switch over from gas to electric. But I think as the infrastructure gets better, as more things are implemented and tested, I think that a lot more people are going to start to switch over. Yeah, I hear you. I just believe differently. And something catastrophic could happen, and guess what? No more electric cars. I know I don't plan to switch over necessarily right now. I thought about getting like a Tesla or something like that, but I don't want anything driving me that I can't control myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey,
yeah,
an update might go wrong, you know what I'm saying, or something like that. Those are just some of the thoughts that I have, but I know a lot of people are already adopting that lifestyle, and just the infrastructure, I think, is part of the thing that's holding it back. And again, kind of like I said it with the Netflix thing, I think it'll be some time. It might be like 10, 15, 20 years, when that, when things start to be more solidified as it relates to electric cars. But yeah, I mean, we'll see, man. We'll see, how things go.
Yeah.
But I think that electric cars are. Tesla. Let's look it up real quick. Let's see. Let me see what. I don't have Gemini on here. Interesting. Okay, maybe let me see. Ford BYD is up there, which is another electric vehicle. So what let me see, what are the top selling car brands? What are the top selling car brands in America? Okay, so the top three are still kind of like those big. Well, one of the big three is actually not an American company, but Toyota is number one with 1.986 million, and then you have Ford with 1.960 million, and then Chevy with 1.730 million. Let me see. Now I wish I had. Well, I guess I could do it on my phone, but yeah, there was a number. Tesla. Let me see. Tesla was up there, but I don't know what prompt or what to type in to actually get that information. I forgot what I typed in, but I know Tesla has been up there, and cars being, like one of the top brands being purchased. Does Tesla rank in top selling cars brands in America? Tesla ranks high on the top electric car vehicle brand, dominating EV sales with nearly 50% market share in quarter two of 2025. But when looking at all car brands in the US, it's a strong contender, cranking the top 10 in Consumer Reports and overall brands ranking, placing 10th in 2026. So yeah, that's still like for a company that hasn't been around, for a long time, like the Toyotas, the Chevrolets, and the Fords, ranking 10th is still up there. So like I said, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Well, guys, please hit a like for the algorithm.
And you can also pay.
We appreciate you. Cuzzo.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts, remarks at all?
Closing thoughts and remarks. Yeah, as always, shout out to you, Cuzzo, for setting up the show and doing everything, necessary to, keep this train on the tracks and this truck on the road as we deliver, our show so we can, get to our shoe deal, one day soon. So we'll say that. And then, people out there. It's the holiday, so people tend to relax, to kind of enjoy themselves at the end of the years, but, kind of take a different, thought in how you look at this time of the year, not to relax, but just to kind of set yourself up, for the road ahead, because everything is a pattern, so kind of look at your patterns from previous years and look at what you are today. So what you've done previously has brought you to where you are now. And as you move forward, if you want to go somewhere different, you have to, do different. So nothing changes if you don't change. That's the way I look at it. So shout out to everybody that's getting on, that's liking, that's subscribing, that's commenting, share it out. We definitely want more people talking, having conversations. And I appreciate everyone out there for tuning in every Friday. And, we're going to make this thing go.
Yes, sir. For sure. I don't really have much. It's always good to have you be a part of the show, Cuzzo. And to share your thoughts and your knowledge. But that is all I have. Actually, you know what? I lied. That's not all I have. Man, shout out to those people who have, commented, like Cuzzo said, and shout out to those people who are join the What's Up Cuzzo Army. We're moving forward. We're going to continue to bring you content and stay consistent. Yeah, that is all I have to say. Enjoy your weekend. Have a phenomenal day. And watch out for the pastors out there, man. Watch out for them. Baldwin Hills Jazz Fest. Oh, yeah.
Shameless but not shameless plug. Come on out. Support. Let's have a good time. Leave your pastors at the house, though.
Yeah, leave the pastors behind, man.
Leave the pastors at the house, man. Or maybe not leave them at the house. You got to keep an eye.
Right, got kids, right? Yeah, make sure they're around you so you can
bring
watch
them on out. Bring them on out.
Right.
And they be talking about, man, I was hoping you was gonna be younger. I mean, older. My bad. I was praying. That's wild work right there.
It's crazy work for sure. All right, y'all. We out of here. You know what I want to do? Hold on one second. I want to do something different. Let me see. Let me see. Is that right? Which one? Let me see. I think we said it was gonna play that one. All right, y'all. I guess we're gonna rock with that. Peace out. Your two favorite cousins signing out.